Hello, beautiful being. I bet you're here because you're looking for creative ways to live your life. If I found my way to your ears today, you probably want this life to have meaning, you care for deep conversation, and you wish for us to always evolve into a better version of ourselves. Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Shakti's Gift. My name is Marigol Era. I'm an unschooling mother, a creative force, an Ayurvedic wellness coach, and mostly a trailblazer. I've been unschooling my kids since the beginning of my motherhood journey 13 years ago. And let me tell you that after more than a decade and many experiences, I feel we need to gather more than ever and evolve together as mothers. You don't have to be unschooling to enjoy this podcast. You don't even need to be a mother. Everyone willing to support this amazing journey of raising the next generation is deeply welcome here because it truly does take a village. It's time to create change, and the ripple effects of those changes are infinite. So I say, let's transcend those barriers, those limiting beliefs. We don't need them anymore. And let's make room for creative ways to improve our lives instead, so that we can impact positively the future of humanity. Ready? All right. Go grab yourself something to drink, make yourself comfortable, and let's dive deep into Shakti's gift. Hello, my beautiful beings. Welcome back to Shakti's Gift. And if it's your first time here, welcome. I'm very glad you are here with me today. So, I had an amazing day today. I was in multiple activities with my kids, and they had tennis at like the end of the afternoon. And so we got there, and I had the intention of watching the game and watching them progress and do their trial and error. But we met an amazing being that was there with their kids as well, and we started talking. And I just love those little impromptu meet up. I feel like it's just so spontaneous and very nice. And we started to talk about our life and just getting to know each other. And he started to ask us, me and my husband, a lot of questions. So I wanted to share some of the response, the answers that I gave him. So I'm here with you with my little mint and fennel tea for digestion, which is something that I really, really like to drink after dinner. So he was asking question about unschooling because it's unusual. Like not a lot of people are doing it. Homeschooling may be a little bit more common, but unschooling, I get why it raises question. And it was my deep pleasure to actually answer all of his question. And one of his question was, how did you get to come to this lifestyle? And so I thought, what a great idea to share that with you guys. So, as some of you may know, I never wanted to have kids when I was younger, and I got pregnant while I was traveling in California. And I'm Canadian, so I was far, far from home. And I got pregnant, and it was really a spiritual awakening for me to actually grow this little baby in my belly. And the relationship we had while I was pregnant was amazing, and we were really close together. And at the same time, we're just like living our life in a simple manner. I reached a moment where I felt like I needed to have something more sustainable to provide for her since I was a single mother. And so I decided to go back to university, and that's when I studied sociology. It was very fun, and I really enjoyed it. But the cost of that was to put my sweet baby girl in daycare, which I did. And I found a really nice lady, and she was very generous with me, and I really loved her. And she became kind of like my sister. She took care of my girl even when she wasn't paid for, and it felt like she was like an angel sent to help me with this university thing. So it was very fun, and at the same time, I felt very disconnected to my kid, and I don't know, it felt like she was growing to be someone that I didn't know if it was true, you know? I didn't connect with her, and she was yeah, she was changing into something that felt not her. And I feel like as parents, it's our role to protect our kids. And I made the decision at one point that I needed to actually stop this studying of mine. I decided not to get the diploma, and because I wanted to stay with my kid, because that was what was really important. And at that time, I had my now husband. He suggested that I should just stop studying and take care of her, and that he could provide for us, which was a blessing. And um, it's not that easy to actually accept that kind of proposition, to actually stop working, stop doing what you're doing, and become a full time mother. And I'm still like sometimes struggling with the concept of being a modern woman with kid, but I can come back to that if you're interested. I think I'm gonna come back to that anyway because I'm very passionate about that too. But yeah, to come back to the main subject, I wanted to spend more time with my kid and to get to know her better and to be there in those little early stages of life, that are so important. So that's what I did, and I decided to quit everything to be with her. And then came the time she was supposed to go in kindergarten, and then I don't know, it just felt like it didn't resonate with me. So I started to make some researches about like what are the alternative? Like can we just continue our lifestyle where we have those activities, we meet people, we play together, we go outside, we go to museum, we go to the park, or just by the sea or whatever, just go for a hike or for a movie, and to just learn life as it comes, and that's when I discovered two women that changed my life. One of them is Dana Martin, and the other one is Brockhampton. And they were both unschooling their kids at the moment when I found them, and I was like, oh my God. And then I found like a French family from France. They were traveling and they had like six kids or something, six or five kids, I don't remember. And they were traveling and they were like unschooling their kids, and they were just like seeing the world. And I felt like it was like so much there was so much learning to be done in that setting, and to be able to just go with the flow, go with the seasons, to live a more natural life, and to be there for my kid, to see that magic, that we have when we're that young, and we're just like so, I don't know, in tune, if that's the term. We're just like so in tune with who we are, and we have like barely no filter, and it's just so raw, and you got that magic that sometimes as adult we seem to be trying to go back to, and we do that inner work, inner child work, and all that thing, all those things that we're trying to get back to, that little spark of magic, that little part of us that just never gets attacked. In Ayurveda, my teacher called that the inner guru, that part of us that is not broken, that is ever, always perfect, always good and great, and that feels great. And as we grow up, I feel like this part may be a little darkened, but I felt like if I can be the guardian of that light for my kid, maybe, and only maybe, she could um she could grow up remembering this part. And so I felt like unschooling was the best way to keep that light open, shining for my kid. And so that's kind of why I started unschooling. And this lifestyle have it has so many ups and down, and it's confronting and it's triggering and it's wonderful and it's magical. It's everything. It can be freaking hard sometimes, and it can be very easy in the flow, it depends. It's to be like in this human experience, the best as we can together as a family with our kid, and to be there for them, to help them grow and to help them discover who they are as they evolve, because we're all like changing. And I see that now that my first kid is now 12, almost 13, and she's becoming like this little woman, this little woman, and she's beautiful and she's changing, and there's like a lot of struggle in those changes, and you go through puberty, and all of those things are coming and knocking at our door, and it's just such a fucking pleasure to be there for her and to be there in the front row, to be there to observe that and to be the guardian of that little light, because I always keep that little sweet, caring, um, little girl that she was. And I know that she still has that inside of her, even though she has trauma. Like, we cannot like avoid those trauma. I felt like I could maybe at the beginning, but I came to the realization that human is human, right? We're all going through shit, and it doesn't matter. What matters is how we get through it. And and so it's amazing to see her go through it, and to be here with her, to be the guardian of that light, and to be the guide in her life. um so yeah, so that's how unschooling came into my life. I hope you enjoyed that little story, and I have like so many other stories to tell you about the way unschooling works in our home. So I'm gonna let you go with that, and I wish you an amazing rest of your day wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope it inspired you to create new ways in your life. Remember, you can always support Shakti's Gift by reviewing it on Apple Podcast, following it wherever you like it best, and sharing your favorite episodes with your community. It's always great to receive your feedback, so let's spark conversation in the comments and create connections between us. You can also buy me a coffee by clicking the link in the description of the show, and I'll mention you in the next intro. I'll leave you with this great quote by Osho. Creativity is the greatest rebellion in existence. I wish you guys an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.